Good afternoon, everybody. So I want to talk a little bit about Proverbs 26:4 today. It says, "Don't answer the foolish arguments of fools, or you will become as foolish as they are." Okay, so in Proverbs is speaking wisdom. Okay, so when we think about arguments, we think of, things that we get into, combative positions where we disagree with somebody. Okay, and then we want to argue with them, and then we sound foolish when we argue. So the Bible is warning us not to be caught up with the arguments of people. And that goes with everyday life. That goes with people on the job. That goes within your marriage. That even goes to biblical principles. Now, I honestly believe that a lot of times what happens is people will read the Bible and then they'll get into these discussions about their theology or what they believe in, and they just get into these arguments. Okay, and then you both look foolish. Okay, we've seen that time and time again on YouTube. We've seen that time and time again in our lives where you watch two people argue or you observe them arguing and you're like, wow, that's foolish, man. Why they're just arguing? They're just being foolish about it. So the Bible warns us not to do these things. And it takes a lot more wisdom to keep our mouth closed. As we know, the Bible also says that our tongue is the most unruly part in our body. So a lot of times the tongue will just let things just fall out. And we ask God to keep a safeguard over our mouth, as it is also written in the Bible, is, Lord, please keep a safeguard over my tongue, over my lips, so I don't say anything that I'm going to regret later or be apologetic for. So it's very important when we sit here and we understand certain parts of the scripture, or when we read certain parts of the scriptures, that we understand that what the scripture is kind of saying. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Again, there are going to be people where you disagree with them daily. People you'll disagree with what they say on YouTube, or you're like, man, I disagree with that. And then, you make comments about it, or we make comments about it. I've made comments about it. But there are points and there are times where, discernment has to come in. You got to realize, like, is this going to lead to an argument? And if it does, just sit there and take the humble approach. Just say, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about this. I don't even want to have this conversation because it's just going to lead into an argument. And understanding that, because the Bible talks about how we look when we argue. We look foolish. So let's not entertain foolish arguments, people, because then wisdom goes out the door and then we look like fools. Okay? So, as always, people, I love you all. Stay blessed. God bless. And stay in love. Talk again soon.